Alam namin kabababa mo lang ng tren at kararating lang.
Yes.
Hinga lang konti.
Yes
Pero
po.
actually, ang unang question ko lang naman is, dahil we failed to get a reaction nung before mag-weekend do sa pag-deny doon sa interim release. Kayo lagi nandoon sa labas ng detention center. Kamusta ang inyong mga pananaw at saka tingin doon sa desisyon na iyon?
Actually, sir, it's quite sad that the court rejected what seems to be uh, afforded to the former president for humanitarian grounds talaga na mabigyan siya ng interim release. At 80 years old, dapat po, this is the sunset years of the former president. And he's not even going to turn his back with respect doon sa kaso na hurled against him. But sabi nga na under the Rome Statute, if the continued detention is no longer necessary, an interim release becomes a right of the accused individual because we need to press po, as a supporter of the former president, he is not convicted of any crimes yet kasi nandito pa po tayo sa pretrial phase, but he is an accused. So for the pretrial chamber 1 to decide rejecting the renewed request for interim release, I think the court erred in making this decision because of the arguments presented by the defense. Talagang nalungkot ang majority ng mga supporters ng former president, particularly me, especially kasi we are rooting that this decision will be accorded in favorable doon sa defense po.
Pero Alvin, anong masasabi mo kasi nakausap din namin si Attorney Christina Conti last week at ang tingin nga niya mukhang nag-backfire yung mga naging pahayag ng Duterte camp dito sa naging desisyon ng ICC. What your thoughts on that?
I think, ma'am, the statement of Attorney Christina Conti is not entirely correct kasi nga the decision of the pretrial chamber is not supposed to be anchored or based on statements of those who are in close proximity of the former president. Kasi lahat naman po ng mga desisyon ng pretrial chamber dapat nakabase po siya sa documentary pieces of evidence presented and whatever with respect doon sa kung sino mang party, let's say for example the office of the prosecutor or the defense in that matter. The statement of let's say for example as what the pretrial chamber have indicated na yung members of family, particularly the vice president, expressed certain statements which the pretrial chamber used in their decision-making processes as could be a potential reason na pwede gawin pa ni PRRD ang mga, let's say for example, crime or influence the entire judicial proceeding. No? Pero para po sa akin, dapat po ang tingnan ng korte is on whether or not the human rights of the former president as an accused in this matter should be highlighted. Kasi naman, again, let me press on the fact na hindi naman niya tinatalikuran. He is even happy to, or he's not even afraid to face these charges hurled against him as long as the interim release, this is only a provisionary freedom. Kasi yung sinabi ni Vice President Inday Sara, na-remember ko yun, ma'am, kasi doon yung time na tinake over niya yung Facebook live ko when we accidentally nagkita kami sa isang mall doon sa Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And the statement is basically parang joke lang yun, ma'am. It was not in a formal setting and it was used it was used in the decision-making process of the pretrial chamber 1. Kaya for me as a supporter, it boggles my mind. You are supposed to be the International Criminal Court, and we are talking about a life of an accused, not a convicted person. So I think they should have exercised more careful approach. Ako as a spectator on the side, I was expecting the pretrial chamber to see or to show compassion and the humanity in them, because with respect naman doon sa arguments ng Office of the Prosecutor or the Office of the Public Counsel for Victims, they are not setting aside all of the complaints hurled against the former president, but in fact, they're only exerting the right of an accused here in this matter. I am not a lawyer, ma'am. I am not foisting myself as an expert also as an expert in this matter, but I am closely monitoring as a spectator and supporter of the former president na sana naman binigyan talaga siya ng rights for an interim release.
Teka, ipupush ko lang yun, Chiki, ha? Kasi, so, tama-tama, kasi yun palang statement na yun ni VP Sara, nangyari, you were there.
I was
ba?
there,
Oo,
correct,
tapos
yes.
sa vlog mo kasi nangyari. So, kung ikaw ang magi-interpret dun sa sinabi ni VP Sara, hindi siya, paano mo i-interpret yun? How serious
Kasi,
was she during that
No,
time?
it wasn't supposed to be categorized or characterized as a serious statement kasi
Oo.
yung mga tao on a Facebook live kasi ma'am, nagko-comment na sila, kamusta na si former president, kailan makaka-uwi, ganito, ganyan. Then VP Inday Sara engaged jokingly doon sa mga nag-comment doon sa Facebook live. And I was quite surprised kasi talaga ma'am, even that I am not a lawyer, I'm really reading lahat ng mga documentary pieces of evidence or even publicly readily available documents doon sa ICC website for me to be very much aware anong nangyayari sa progress ng kaso ni former president. Kaya I was super shocked. I think it can be characterized as one of the reasons doon sa mga, how do I say that, criticism dito sa ICC because they rely heavy emphasis on these particular instances, media statements, which can be easily, how to say that, which could be characterized as easily verifiable on whether or not it is stated on a serious or jokingly manner. But it was there in the decision, so I would like to believe that in the appeal of the defense team, they are going to lay the foundation as to the arguments why such a decision was reached by the pretrial chamber. Na sana binigyan talaga ng interim release. This is, para sa akin, ma'am, as a spectator, this is a matter of right. Para kay former President being 80 years old, continuously incarcerated for more than 7 months already inside the ICC detention facility. And while the pretrial chamber is going to determine how they're going to proceed with the case against the former president, he should have been given the interim release kasi provisional freedom lang naman to, ma'am. He's not going to escape. He is going to be even following a strict implementation of guidelines under the ICC pa rin. So he's not going anywhere but doon lang sa host country who unprecedentedly expressed their willingness to host the former president.
Alvin, si Chiki Verhelto, kanina sinabi mo na sa tingin mo lang naman ay mali yung sinasabi ni Attorney Cristina Conti na baka na-influence yung decision ng ICC dun sa mga pahayag nga ni VP Sara. And yes, I know you said hindi ka lawyer but yun yung pananaw mo. So, ikaw bilang supporter, hindi nga lawyer but then you're a staunch supporter, pati yung mga kasama nyo dyan, na mga supporter din ng dating Pangulo, medyo nabawasan ba yung feeling nyo na may pag-asa pa itong pagbigay ng interim release sa Pangulo?
No, ma'am. I think my resolve and my hope that the appeals chamber will reverse the decision of the pretrial chamber doon sa pag-reject ng interim release ni PRRD became more solid. And, I hold on to the faith and also the able capabilities of the defense team ni PRRD na ma-argue nila in the best of their capacity para mapakita talaga sa appeals chamber na kaarapat dapat na mabigyan ng interim release si PRRD. My resolve will not weigh down, ma'am, kasi nga I really believe that the former president only did everything in his power as the president to bring the necessary change mandated to him by more than 16 million Filipinos. That was the biggest vote president received in the Philippine history. So I think the ICC should look at it on a manner na why are these people still continuously showing up outside the ICC detention facility? They should have characterized that unwavering love and support to the former president. Kasi doon sa decision nila, sinabi nila na dahil sa pagmamahal at suporta ng mga tao kay former president, him being popular and loved by people, he could be helped para makatakas. And that to me, as a spectator is really shocking. Kasi, you know, we cannot even influence the judicial proceeding. We are just there to show our unwavering love and support. Hopefully, that it will pierce through the wall of the ICC para mas mabigyan pa ng pagkakataon or feeling ang former president na I should fight because this is not only my fight but millions of Filipinos are still rooting for me to come out victorious, and you know, hopefully we will welcome him in the Philippines. And if no cases will be filed before our local courts, I'm pretty sure that the former president will face them head on.
Okay. Sige, Alvin, Sarsate, maraming salamat for joining us this evening. Thank you.
Thank you,
Maraming
Alvin.
salamat din po, mabuhay po kayo.